So we're going to talk today about a subject that I saw online about surrender. And I was told by a speaker that you are to surrender to me. It's not defeat. You're looking at it wrong.
Was he specifically talking about the wife?
No, he was talking about people in general.
So not just me.
But the definition of the word is to surrender, is to defeat, accept defeat, relinquish control. Nowhere in there does the word say you're compromising. And I think that that's kind of important, especially whenever it goes along with communication, especially when you're traveling somebody full time, because you're my best friend, you're my confidant, you're the one I confide in with everything, because we're around each other 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I think if you spent your time surrendering everything subject-wise, what we do, what we say, where we go, you ultimately may find yourself not doing anything you want to do. Whereas more the question is, you compromise. And we find ourselves compromising a lot, I think, in our relationship. We have to,
That?
oh no, like a fly or something.
It keeps flying back to me.
We have to find ourselves here, and I mentioned it before, we have to communicate. And when you communicate, you find out that you have differences, opinions, and you have different wants, different needs, different desires, whatever they may be. And when it comes to that type of stuff, I think you have to compromise, which is a much better word, because it doesn't mean that you have to fully give up what you believe or not what you want to do, but you can alter or change it to fit both of us. And when I think when that comes to traveling with somebody like we do, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, compromise is a big part of that. Because if you don't, you may not get anything done. So I don't think the word surrender is the perfect term, especially for our situation, for our relationship, and what we do. Because whenever you're traveling with somebody 24 hours a day, I find that if you have friends and people, if you don't get along, or if you say something you don't like, or if you do something somebody objects to with your friends, we tend to give them a lot more grace for some reason than we do our partners, especially in relationships. It's kind of funny that, you'll give a friend a lot of grace, even though they may not do the things that you expect them to, or ask them to, or want them to. But when it comes to your spouse, I think a lot of times you'll find that you don't get as much grace with each other. You really don't. You kind of push each other a little hard sometimes. And when you spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with each other, that can turn out to be pretty bad when you're traveling. And so, or when you're retired, or just living together 24 hours a day. So I think that whenever we have issues, and we do, we have conversations we have to talk about when we're traveling and when we're doing things that we have to conversate about, because we have to compromise. No compromise with you?
I don't have issues.
That's my issue, is that she doesn't have any issues.
I don't really have any issues.
Yeah, okay.
I don't. I'm a peach.
So my problem is that I hang out with a peach, and the peach is the problem.
Peaches get bruised sometimes.
They do. They do. But I do believe that, if you can't communicate your problems and your wants and needs with each other, I do think that ultimately will end a lot of people's travels here, a lot of people's relationships, especially when you're spending this much time together. And I think that's the whole point, is if you're going to travel full time together and you're going to live full time together. Now, this is not like living back in the States where, like I said yesterday, you have friends that you can vent to and get away from and maybe kind of escape the daily grind. But whenever you're doing this, there's really nowhere to go and nobody else to talk to, especially if you're moving around a lot. And I think that's the whole point, is if you're going to travel and you're going to travel with your partner, you probably should sit down and really talk about things and communicate with each other and figure out what your wants and needs are, and what you want to do, because it can get stressful. I mean, being retired doesn't mean you're not stressed. Even though we live in this gorgeous atmosphere, when you start living and you stop vacationing, stresses come back, normal everyday stressors come back, boredom creeps in. So you do have to deal with it, and if you're going to deal with it together, you have to communicate with each other. And I think that that's a process that never stops. I don't think we ever stop learning how to communicate better and learning how to deal with things as they arise and changes that go on. Your perimenopause is this man on pause sometimes, so it's ever changing and ever evolving dynamic that's been going on for the last 2 years. And things change, situations change, and I have to change with them, and it's not easy. It's not easy for her, and it's not easy for me. So, and then we're doing it while we travel. So it's all, I think, about communication and compromise. I would never ask her to surrender her beliefs or wants or needs to anything I want to do. And she's never asked me to do that either. But when I saw that and I heard this guy, and he's a very well-known self-help, what do they call them people? I don't know. They go around and get paid a lot of money to basically tell you how to think. When he told me, when I heard that, and I listened to it a couple of times, and he's telling people to surrender to things, I don't know that I totally agree with that, but hey, whatever. But anyway.
I mean, everyone does it differently.
Yeah, everybody has their own, whatever makes your life easier. So, anyway.
And I just want to state for the record, I am very type B, anyone who knows me. I do not bitch much, hardly ever. He is very type A.
I bitch all the time.
We are completely different types. Completely different.
Yeah, I bitch all the time.
I'm the more go with the flow, whatever kind of. He's more schedule, on time.
I still get up at 6 a.m. in the morning every day.
I can't. My body just will not let me. Even if I set an alarm, I can't. I wish I could. I admire the people that get up early and drink coffee and watch the sunrise. I really do. I think it's amazing. For some reason, my body's like, nah, we'll wake up later. I don't know.
I'm up every day at 6 a.m.
But I'm the, sure, whatever, let's do this. And he's the, no, let's do this right now type. So with that being said, we are completely different personalities. We have a lot in common, even though we have completely different personalities. So it is a lot of compromise, I guess, on both of our ends. Yeah. Like, he has actually learned to be a little bit more laid back. I had to teach him basically how to just relax because he didn't know how to before, and he's kind of taught me to be a little more precise, I guess, with things.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
And I think too that like you said, that you being a little more, I'll say punctual.
Yeah.
But me being a little more laid back, the amount of what you require anymore gets lower too. Yeah. So I think that works out really well too.
So it's not like, he still kind of does. It's not like he 100% expects me to be on time, just because that's just something I've done and I've tried my whole entire life. I wish I could. If it was work or doctor's appointments, I can be on time. For some reason, nothing else in my life, I don't know why. I just can't. I'm just one of those people. I try. I really do try. I will try getting ready hours before he tells me, like, hey, I want to leave at 4:30. I will literally start getting ready hours before, even though it doesn't take me that long. I'm just kind of like, whatever, I'll do this and go do this. And I will still be 5 minutes late. I don't know why. I just can't do it. But I try because I know it annoys the bejesus out of him. But he doesn't he gives me a little bit of grace because he knows, one, I'm not him. I'm not his personality. That's just not who I am. So he, I guess, doesn't expect me to do that 100% of the time.
No.
Of being, just hitting all these points 100% of the time. And, I don't expect him to be completely laid back all the time because I know that's not who he is. So I wouldn't ask him or, basically just get extremely mad at him or upset or like just cut him off just because he wasn't what I wanted him to be, because he's not me and I'm not him. So, in those ways you have to, and those are the things that would get you, like if you're traveling together and you're the only people together, like you have friends, you can kind of talk to you in there. But like I said, he's my best friend. I'm his best friend. He's my bestie. But I have besties. But those are the things that will, like, I guess, get on your nerves. Those are the little things, like, probably in like your normal life back home that would just kind of irk you a little bit, but when it's like there in your face all the time because there's nothing else going on, those are the kind of things that you have to be willing to compromise a little bit and talk about, and like, hey, we really, for him, hey, we really need to leave at this time. We can't leave 10 minutes later. We really need to do this. Or for me, like, hey, I really need you to calm down on this because you're stressing me out because you're so uptight about it. Because when he gets it stresses, even though I'm very type B, like his stress will stress me the fudge out. So like when I know I'm late, it stresses me out to no end, which makes me even more late because it just, I don't know. It stresses me out, which he thinks I don't get stressed out. I'm not a very...
You're not an outwardly stressed person.
I'm not a very outwardly
You're not. You don't outwardly
person.
show it.
And if I have problems, I'm not very vocal about it. You wouldn't know unless I told you.
Yeah.
But it's just. It seems so minute, but it's little things like that would.
I think when you're spending 24 hours a day together, those little things
more.
stack up and they really come big quick.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't talk about it. Especially if you don't communicate about it.
But honestly, I will have to say, if that's really our main problems, I feel we're doing pretty good.
I think we're doing all right. I really do.
I feel like our lives are pretty good. If that's our main stressors. So
I would never ask her to surrender her beliefs, her wants or needs to me ever. So I guess the whole point is, be careful who you listen to on the internet. Please be careful who you take advice from, and understand that 99% of the crap you see on here is garbage.
Well, and also, if it's not you and you know it's not who you are, like internally,
yeah,
you don't have to.
Don't do it. Scroll away.
Because eventually you're going to look in the mirror and go, yeah, that's not who I am. I don't like this.
Yeah, scroll away. Scroll your feed. Figure yourselves out. There's something out there for everybody, but it's just, that's the thing, is I think compromise and communication, if you can do those, if you can learn how to communicate and compromise between each other, I think you can do a lot. Honestly believe that a lot of things in life can be solved just by those two things right there. Stand your ground and just holding firm to a belief and not being willing to bend a little and learn a little, and that's going to get you nowhere. Eventually that's going to break you.
Yeah. Well, and I will say also, almost every single one of my really good friends are like just high type A.
Yeah.
Personalities. Almost, I think there's one I can think of that I won't say her name.
No.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yes. Yes.
There's one I can think of who will look at a wall and run into it.
Yeah.
That isn't completely type A, but
the others are.
But we love her. But everyone else, it's completely type A personalities. I think I get along with them so well because they go, hey, we're gonna go there. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Well, we hope if you decide to travel and who you travel with, pick wisely, plan accordingly, and go have fun. Enjoy. We love it. Look at this. This is wonderful.
wonderful. It's pretty.
Y'all have a good day.
Okay, bye. Mwah.